Well, it's day 32 of our fast from wrong thinking, and as you continue in this journey, you'll never be the same again. I can't wait to hear from you, your testimony, and share this with others. If it's encouraging you, click send to somebody else, forward it to somebody else, and I know they'll be blessed. Today we're fasting from the thought that says, this problem is too big. Well, listen, we all have problems, and they can seem overwhelming at times. They can seem too big for us to handle, but when we take this thought captive, we can handle anything. So let's attack this thought and take it captive to the obedience of Christ one step at a time. Number one, realize the problem is not the problem. When the disciples were sinking in the boat, they thought the problem was the wind and the water filling the boat. But the real problem was that they really didn't believe God cared. So we have to get to the bottom of things. God cares, and He's with you in your boat. Step number two, remember what you have. When the widow was in debt and about to lose everything, the prophet Elisha asked her, what do you have in your house? In 2 Kings 4:2. You see, the solution to anything starts with thinking about what we already have, not what we don't have. Shift your thinking from what you don't have to what you do have. Step number three, talk to the problem, not about it. The more you talk about it, the bigger it gets. The more you talk to it, the smaller it gets. Mark 11:23 and 24. And step number four, ditch the grasshopper mentality. Numbers 13:33 says that the 10 spies brought back an evil report. They said, we felt like grasshoppers, so that's what they thought too. That was the evil report. It's evil to think of yourself as smaller than the problem. So ditch the grasshopper mentality. Number five, the only giant in the land is you. You don't have a giant problem. You might have a problem, but you're the giant, and you have a little problem. 1 John 4:4 says, greater is He that is in you than he that's in the world. So if the greatest one lives in you, that makes you huge. And step number six, God is already on it. Believe that. God is already on it. Psalm 138 verse 8 says He will accomplish those things that concern you. No problem stands a chance against God's plan. Now let's declare this together, and I want you to say this with me. Ready? Say, the problem is not my problem. God is with me. He cares about me. His love is too great to let this thing defeat me. I have what I need to beat it. I talk to the problem, and it must obey me. I reject the grasshopper mentality. I'm the giant in the land. I shall by all means go up and possess the land. The greater one lives in me, and that makes me greater than the problem, in Jesus' name. Well, thanks for joining me on day 32. Tomorrow, we will be back with our next day of fasting from wrong thinking. We'll see you then. God bless.
Thank you for joining Gregory Dickhow's 2017 Fast from Wrong Thinking. And for further study on today's subject, he's chosen a resource just for you. Visit the ministry website now to request your copy.